Hey, it's me, Midnight Max. Welcome to my kind of boring desktop. I was going to show you what my inner child looked like. Zaratis. Well, this is what it looked like. Okay, so a lot of the things that inspired this drawing. Like I said before, I'm not a painterly artist, or I don't know if I've said that before exactly, but I'm saying it now. I am not a painterly artist or even a drawing type of artist. But you know what? That doesn't matter. It still feels pretty good to have made something. First thing that would probably stick out to me is all the freaking colors. Yeah, you guys probably, I've never said this before, but I'm a millennial, which means I hail from the time of late 90s, when we were coming down from the coke high of the 80s. One of the first things that jumps out here to me is not only just the colors, but also the block lettering. That kind of sucks. I'm gonna be honest about my own work. It's not the best, but you know what? I haven't had very much actual training in like fundamentals of art, and the things that I'm drawing are ethereal aspects. So I don't know how well they would translate to being real things. Yeah, I'll go with that. Let's get some water. Jeez, my throat is so dry because I'm so nervous. Yeah. As I look at it on the computer, I can see that there's a little bit of like sort of patchy work here. Like I didn't cover everything. But the weirdest thing about like washable markers with skin tone is that even the lightest shade can be darker if you just layer it on top of each other. I was kind of blown away learning that. Okay, so inner child here. Block letters, red. I don't know why, but in all of my meditations to connect with my inner child or heal my inner child, I always see red. Red and the other assorted colors. You'll see them in all of the pieces. You'll see red, blue, purple, and yellow. Red, blue, purple, and yellow. I don't know why specifically those things, but in my dream meditation, in my conscious meditation, I always see just these few colors. Usually in a bunch of different textures, in a bunch of different mediums, I feel. It's kind of like gumball in a weird way. That's kind of how I think of it. You'll see it everywhere. Another thing that jumps out to me, I have 3 eyes here. And I think that this third eye here just represents how perceptive I was as a kid. And I think every kid is like that. But I felt that I was much wiser beyond my years than most of my peers. But then, of course, I didn't really talk to other kids all that much because I was kind of afraid of them. I personally don't remember having a ton of friends. But then, of course, I was never happy with the amount of friends that I had. I'm still not, honestly. I'm just like, I wish I had more friends. I really would like to have more friends. which is part of why I'm still on TikTok and Instagram and every other kind of shitty social media thing. One of the like shittiest things that has like come up in my web browsing is always those apps saying like, hey, meet strangers online. I'm like, well, there's low risk involved with that. I'm getting off topic again. Okay, so the colors, you'll see these colors used in different ways in every piece here. Okay. The third eye, it's just how perceptive I was as a kid. And like, you're a huge sponge, but like also, like this look that I have on my face, it looks kind of dejected. Dejected or like a lethargic. I'm not sure what the proper wording would be. I feel more like lethargic looking at it, just like, well, I'm here. Well, this is what it looked like. People usually associate the inner child with trauma, and yeah, there's some trauma there. I don't know if it's any better or if it's any like worse than anybody else's experiences. I tend to try to not play the misery Olympics because we all lose when it comes to that. I don't want to be a gold medalist in the misery Olympics ever. The fact that I'm not a full body in this aspect of myself, that is kind of inspired also from how I just acted as a kid. You know, I usually kind of hid a lot of the time, and it was either things that I was like, it was usually things that I was just kind of scared of. Like I remember walking through a Blockbuster past the horror section going like this, but then going like that. I did that all the time. I was always frightened. I was always scared of something. But, you know, I was also curious, so I'm like that's kind of just how I was. And I think it's made me a pretty tough person at the time, right now, as it is. Well, this is what I look like. I gotta stop using that. The shape, it's kind of the shape of the hair, the afro. I don't know what it reminds me of, but it reminds me of something. I'm not sure exactly what. Maybe that'll come to me in another meditation. But another thing I wanted to highlight here is like how kind of small my mouth is. My mouth is kind of small because I don't feel like I was listened to a lot as a kid. I really don't think I was, and like I kind of have a crooked smile here because I actually have a crooked face. You guys will probably see that in the next video. All of this background over here, this is energy just coming off of my inner child. Everything that I remember about being younger, I remember being pretty energetic. Like really, really energetic. Really kind of shy, especially around adults. But I think that's pretty normal for kids. You let me know. A lot of kids are kind of scared of me, and like I get it. I'm an adult. And that creeps you out. But I assure you, I am of no danger to you. What else did I wanted to talk about here in this? I swear. Oh yeah. The reason why I always think about like energy, I was a pretty active kid. Despite what I like to think about myself back in those times, I was pretty active. I was still kind of chubby as a kid, but I was pretty damn active. Especially when my stepdad came into my life. I had no idea what to think about this guy. I still don't, actually. To some extent, I still don't know what to think about this guy. But, you know, I was thinking about like how stressed out I was as an adult. And then I looked out into the beautiful Colorado Rocky Mountains, and a bunch of memories just like flooded back of like going fishing, going mountain biking, things like with my friends, like going rollerblading. Oh my God, I loved rollerblading. And I had a crazy blast from the past watching the movie Brink on Disney Plus. They had soap shoes. Soap shoes. If you're under the age of like 30 or 29 or whatever, if you're under the age of 30 or so, Google it. It's pretty freaking wild. And you'll end up finding a documentary, and I highly recommend that you watch it. Please watch all of that documentary. The first one that comes up, please. The first documentary that comes up about soap shoes, please watch it. Yeah, that's all the energy that is like just coming off of this little nugget of a battery that is my inner child, or my child self. There's still, like, I want to talk about the child self. Inner child, the way that some research places, like the higher resonance in the last video, describe it, it's usually just a split part that just holds trauma. It's not all trauma, for me at least. That's how I personally experience it. I experience my inner child as kind of like just a lightning bolt, just like a weird pissed off kind of like 10-year-old or 9-year-old. Every time that I've gone into visualization meditation to connect with my inner child, it's always between the ages of like 3 to 11. Like 3 to 11. That's usually what comes up in my mind when I try to visualize what this is what it looks like. Well, this is what it looked like. Purple eyebrows, I don't know, I just wanted purple eyebrows. I kind of let the child self sort of like just take over for this. None of the other drawings are any better than this. You'll be like, oh, you're doing it from a childlike standpoint. I'm like, no, I kind of just suck. But that's fine. It's okay. Hey, man, the first step, sucking at something, is the first step to being kind of good at something. TikTok definitely helped me with like the shape of the hair, as I remember. Like, you can make afros into any shape, and I'm like, bet. So I don't know, but yeah, this is what this is what my inner child looks like. And of course, it's Maxie. I have a lot of nicknames. My name is my normal documented name is Maxwell A. D. Priest. Mad Max. That's me. I'm not a road warrior. Hell, I don't even really like cars. I have one, but don't like it. I also don't like car people. I mean, I think they're kind of annoying. But I'm going off topic again. I'm gonna have to cut that one. Editing Max, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm so dumb. I mean, we're both the same person, but damn, I sound dumb sometimes. Yeah, Maxie. I have a lot of nicknames. Maxie is, I don't know, just one that I really gravitated towards just for this particular picture. Every time I think about like being a kid and what it was like, it was filled with a lot of E sounds. In this case, the E is being replaced by an I, obviously. Maxie. Maxie, it's still pronounced the same way. You know, things like tummy or silly or funny. Thing just sounds like that. They bring me back to being a kid. So when people tell me that I'm silly and I'm like, no. I am a grown-assed man, and I am not silly. Damn it, that still has an E sound. Funny? Hilarious. But anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. You could show me that you did like it by pressing or smashing that like button. Subscribe for more. Comment whatever you like. Let me know how you experience your aspects of self. Me, it's a battery. And we're gonna discuss where all that energy goes in the next video. Anyways, see ya.